Okay, we're going to go to Ezekiel 23, 23rd chapter. I'm going to share something in the Spirit of the Most High. As he said, look at verse 1. It says, the word of the Most High came again unto me, saying, Son of man, there were two women, the daughters of one mother, and they committed whoredoms in Egypt. They committed whoredoms in their youth. There were their breasts pressed, and there they bruised the teats of their virginity. The Most High says, two women, the daughters of one woman, one mother, and they committed whoredoms in Egypt. They committed whoredoms in their youth while they were young. You'll get understanding as we continue to read. And the names of them were Ahalah the elder and Ahalabah, her sister. And they were mine. And they bare sons and daughters. Thus were their names. Samaria is Ahalah, and Jerusalem Ahalabah. Ahalabah. So it's dealing with the northern tribes and the southern tribes. Samaria represents the northern tribes. Jerusalem represents the southern tribes of Israel. The Israelites. The 12 tribes of Israel. Verse 5. And Ahalah played the harlot when she was mine. And she doted on her lovers, on the Assyrians, her neighbors. Were they clothed with blue, captains and rulers, all of them desirable young men, horsemen riding upon horses? Thus she committed her whoredoms with them, with all them that were the chosen men of Assyria. Dealing with the Assyrians, the northern tribes, 9.5 tribes, right? And with all on whom she doted. With all her idols she defiled herself. See, all 12 tribes were in the Egyptian captivity. And all those idols and all of the idolatry that we learned there, we brought it right out of there. We continued to deal with that until the Most High sent the Assyrians to take the northern tribes of Israel out of out of northern Israel into the land of Assyria, places where Salmanessar placed them. Verse 6, which were clothed with blue captains and rulers, all of them desirable young men, horsemen riding upon horses. Thus she committed her whoredoms with them, with all them that were the chosen men of Assyria. See? Most High told us, don't deal with no other nations but our own. He separated nations. But she committed her whoredoms with them, and with all them that were the chosen men of Assyria, and with all on whom she doted. With all their idols she defiled herself. See? That's why you gotta come back to the law, statutes, commandments of the Most High, or else you'll be dealing with idolatry as they did. They went amongst the Assyrians, like he said, gravitated to their idols and committed whoredoms with them and defiled themselves. Verse 8, neither left she her whoredoms brought from Egypt. So you got the Assyrians and the Egyptians whoredom that we brought with us, kept. For in her youth they lay with her, and they bruised the breast of her virginity. They bruised the breast of her virginity. and poured their whoredom upon her. Wherefore I have delivered her into the hand of her lovers, into the hand of the Assyrians. As I said, I delivered her into the hands of the Assyrians. You don't want to follow me? I'm going to give you to your enemies. Here it is. Verse 9, wherefore I have delivered her into the hand of her lovers, into the hand of the Assyrians, upon whom she doted. These discovered her nakedness. They took her sons and her daughters, and slew her with the sword. And she became famous among women, for they had executed judgment upon her. I mean, guess so. All the time we were in captivity, stripped us down of everything we had. That's why it says. These discovered her nakedness. They took her sons and her daughters and slew her with the sword. And she became famous among women. For they had executed judgment upon her, the judgment of the Most High. And when her sister, Ahalabah, which represents the southern kingdom of Judah, Benjamin, and Levi, saw her, she was more corrupt in her inordinate love than she. Seen what the Most High did to the northern tribes. And he says, Judah, Benjamin, and Levi was more inordinate love than she, corrupt. And in her whoredoms, more than her sister in her whoredoms. So we ain't got nothing to brag about. When I look at this Bible, we were jacked up before the Most High. She doted upon the Assyrians, her neighbors, captains and rulers clothed most gloriously, gorgeously, horsemen riding upon horses, all of them desirable young men. Then I saw that she was defiled, that they took both one way, and that she increased her whoredoms, going against the Most High's law, statutes, commandments. For when she saw men portrayed upon the wall, the images of the Chaldeans portrayed with vermilion, girded with girdles upon their loins, exceeding in dyed attire upon their heads, all of them princes to look to, after the manner of the Babylonians of Chaldea, the land of their nativity. And as soon as she saw them, with her eyes she doted upon them, and sent messengers unto them into Chaldea. This is the Babylonians, the Ethiopians. And the Babylonians came to her into the bed of love, and they defiled her with their whoredom. Remember, the Most High said we supposed to be dealing with the other nations. But Babylonians came unto her into the bed of love, having sex with us, and they defiled her with their whoredom, and she was polluted with them, and her mind was alienated from them. So she discovered her whoredoms, and discovered her nakedness, how she exposed in unrighteousness in the eyes of the Most High. Then my mind was alienated from her, like as my mind was alienated from her sister. So Most High say, turn his back on her, like he turned his back on our sister, the northern tribes. Yet she multiplied her whoredoms, and called into remembrance the days of her youth, wherein she had played the harlot in the land of Egypt. Went back to her youth, when we were becoming a nation in the land of Egypt, recalling those idols and so forth, and abominations that displeased the Most High. For she doted upon their paramours, whose flesh is as the flesh of asses, and whose issue is like the issue of horses. Thus thou call it to remembrance the lewdness of thy youth, and bruising thy tits by the Egyptians for the paps of thy youth. Therefore, O Aholibah, thus said the Most High Power, behold, I will raise up thy lovers against thee. Who you love, I'm going to raise up against you, for these other nations, from whom thy mind is alienated. And I will bring them against thee on every side, the Babylonians, the Ethiopians, and all the Chaldeans, Pekod and Shoa and Koa, and all the Assyrians with them. Babylonians in it, because the Babylonians took down the Assyrians. He said, he's going to bring them both against them. All of them desirable young men, captains and rulers, great lords and renowned, all of them riding upon horses. And they shall come against thee with chariots, wagons, and wheels, and with an assembly of people, which shall set against thee buckler and shield and helmet round about, and I will set judgment before them. And they shall judge thee according to their judgments. And I will set my jealousy against thee, and they shall deal furiously with thee. They shall take away thy nose and thine ears, and thy remnant shall fall by the sword. So they're going to take away your nose and your ears, and the remnant going to fall by the sword. They shall take thy sons and thy daughters, and thy residue shall be devoured by fire. So you're going to take our sons and daughters, and the residue going to be devoured by fire. They shall also strip thee out of thy clothes, and take away thy fair jewels. They're going to take away your clothes, strip you out of your clothes, but naked, and take away your fair jewels. All the jewels that the Most High decked us, he decked us out. Thus will I make thy lewdness to cease from thee, and thy whoredom brought from the land of Egypt, so that thou shalt not lift up thine eyes unto them, nor remember Egypt anymore. This is what the Most High said he's going to do to us. But thus said the Most High Power, behold, I will deliver thee into the hand of them whom thou hatest, into the hand of them from whom thy mind is alienated. So he's going to deliver us through the mind, into the hand of them that hate us, into their lands. And they shall deal with thee hatefully. Hear that? So what you think the Most High didn't fulfill what he said he's going to do? He said, and they shall deal with thee hatefully, and shall take away all thy labor, and shall leave thee naked and bare. And the nakedness of thy whoredoms shall be discovered, both thy lewdness and thy whoredoms. I mean, you look at what the Most High said. Why? Because we didn't follow his voice. We didn't listen to his voice. We didn't want to follow him. So what you think will happen here to us in these last days? The same thing. It still applies. Because he showed us in Deuteronomy 28:68, last I read, said, the Most High shall bring thee into Egypt again with ships. By the way whereof I spake unto thee, thou shalt see it no more again. And there, when you go on this ship, you shall be sold unto your enemies, for bondmen and bondwomen, slave men and slave women. And no man shall buy it. No man going to redeem us or save us from the condition that the Most High put us in, because we put ourselves in it for not following his words, his laws, statutes, commandments, his rules and regulations. So this is the consequence that we're dealing with, then and now. Verse 30, I will do these things unto thee, because thou hast gone a whoring after the heathen. Hear that? Better hear the word of the Most High. Say, I'm going to do all this to you because you have gone a whoring after the heathen. You want to be like them. You want to follow what they have set up for you to follow. And because thou art polluted with their idols. See? You're polluted with their idols. What they have set up for you to follow. They set up for their people to follow, but we can't follow the same thing. Thou hast walked in the way of thy sister. Therefore will I give her cup into thine hand. Thus said the Most High Power. Just like northern tribes say, do the same thing to you southern tribes. Thus said the Most High Power. Thou shalt drink of thy sister's cup deep and large. Thou shalt be laughed to scorn and had in derision. It containeth much. So we're going to be laughed to scorn and had in derision, confused. Thou shalt be filled with drunkenness and sorrow, with the cup of astonishment and desolation, with the cup of thy sister Samaria. So you're looking at, he's telling us what he's going to do to the southern kingdom as he did with the northern kingdom. Drink of the same cup. Thou shalt even drink it and suck it out, and thou shalt break the sherds thereof, and pluck off thine own breast. For I have spoken it, said the Most High Power. Therefore thus said the Most High Power, because thou hast forgotten me, and cast me behind thy back, therefore bear thou also thy lewdness and thy whoredoms. So you're going to bear, you reap what you sow. That's what he's saying. What you have done, you're going to pay for what you have done. Because he warned us over and over again not to be as the heathen, not to do the things that they're doing in idolatry. That's why you got to look at all these religions and so forth. The Most High to set them up. Verse 36, the Most High said moreover unto me, Son of man, wilt thou judge Aholah and Aholabah, northern tribes and the southern tribes? Yeah, declare unto them their abomination. Declare to them how they have broken the laws of the Most High, committed these filthy wicked acts, that they have committed adultery, and blood is in their hands, and with their idols have they committed adultery, and have also caused their sons, whom they bear unto me, to pass for them through the fire to devour them. See? That's why it says, when you look at what we did in following the heathen, all this is because we followed the way of the heathen. Look at Psalms 106, verse 38. And shed innocent blood, Psalms 106:38, and shed innocent blood, even the blood of their sons and of their daughters, whom they sacrificed unto the idols of Canaan, and the land was polluted with blood. Thus were they defiled with their own works, and went a-whoring with their own inventions. Therefore the wrath of the Most High was kindled against his people, insomuch that he abhorred, or he hated his own inheritance, and he gave them into the hand of the heathen. And they that hated them, these heathen haters, ruled over them. Now he called them their enemies, our enemies. Their enemies also oppressed them, and they were brought into subjection under their hand. See? Going back to Ezekiel. When will we ever learn? Ezekiel 23. Verse 38. Moreover, this they have done unto me. They have defiled my sanctuary in the same day, and have profaned my Sabbaths. Think it's not important? The Sabbath's not important? My Sabbath, it says, every 7 days. For when they had slain their children to their idols, then they came the same day into my sanctuary to profane it. So they slayed their children through the fire, through their idols. They came to the sanctuary the same day to defile it. Because whenever you around death, now you defile for 7 days. But they came just like they have a funeral in the churches on the 7th day. They have services right afterward. The next day, on the first day of the week, they there having sleep defiled. That place defiled, according to the laws of the Most High. Listen what it says. For when they had slain their children to their idols, then they came the same day into my sanctuary to profane it. And lo, thus have they done in the midst of mine house. And furthermore, not only that, that ye have sent for men to come from far, unto whom a messenger was sent. And lo, they came, for whom thou didst wash thyself, paintest thy eyes, and deck thyself with ornaments. Put on that makeup, painted their eyes, and deck thyself with ornaments, and satteth upon a stately bed, and a table prepared before it, whereupon thou hast set mine incense and mine oil, and a voice of a multitude being at ease was with her. And with the men of the common sort were brought Sabians from the wilderness, which put bracelets upon their hands and beautiful crowns upon their heads. These are Hamites. Then said I unto her that was old in adulteries, mess around with these other nations, will they now commit whoredoms with her, and she with them? You gonna lay with these other nations? Yet they went in unto her, as they go in unto a woman that playeth the harlot. They went into her. Most times, so like men were going to have sex with a prostitute. So went they in unto a hala, and unto a holabah, the lewd woman. So they looking at us like a bunch of harlots and prostitutes. And the righteous men, they shall judge them after the manner of adulteresses, and after the manner of women that shed blood, because they are adulteresses, and blood is in their hands. Because remember, these sacrifice the sons and daughters to the gods of Canaan. But thus said the Most High Power, I will bring up a company upon them, and will give them to be removed and spoiled. Kick them out of the land. And the company shall stone them with stones. So you're going to have them stone us with stones, and dispatch them with their swords. They shall slay their sons and their daughters, and burn up their houses with fire. So they're going to kill our sons and daughters, and burn our houses down. Thus will I cause lewdness to cease out of the land, that all women may be taught not to do after your lewdness. See? Being a bunch of harlots and prostitutes. And they shall recompense your lewdness upon you, and ye shall bear the sins of your idols. And ye shall know that I am the Most High Power. That's what happened with the northern tribe and southern tribe. So ain't no way you can be over elated about where we came from, because that's why we gotta try hard to seek Him 10 times more, so that we can find favor in the Most High's eyes. From all that we've done, from the beginning to now, we just coming into the law, statutes, commandments of the Most High. You better recognize Leviticus 17 and 8. And thou shalt say unto them, whatsoever man there be of the house of Israel, or of the strangers which sojourn among you, that offereth a burnt offering or sacrifice, and bringeth it not unto the door of the tabernacle of the congregation to offer it unto the Most High, even that man shall be cut off from among his people. You're making it clear. And whatsoever man there be of the house of Israel, or of the strangers that sojourn among you, that eateth any manner of blood, I will even set my face against that soul that eateth blood, and will cut him off from among his people. So we're not supposed to eat the blood that's in the animal. We got to drain it out, make sure it's cooked so you don't see no blood. When you eat your meat, look at it, examine it. Can't be no blood running from it, else most of us say going to cut you off from the nation. But see, that don't apply to you today, right? Because you don't believe that. But the Most High said here, you eat the blood, He's going to cut you off from His people, from among His people. It's clear. You can't do that right now. You can't look at your meat to make sure that it doesn't have blood. Yes, you can. For the life of the flesh is in the blood. See, the life of the flesh is in the blood. And I have given it to you upon the altar to make an atonement for your souls. We took the blood and we put it on the altar for atonement for our sins, things that we have done wrong. For it is the blood that maketh an atonement for the soul. It's the blood that He's sprinkling on us too, on the altar. That's making atonement for our souls. Therefore I said unto the children of Israel, no soul of you shall eat blood, neither shall any stranger that sojourneth among you eat blood. Nobody among us can eat blood. And whatsoever man there be of the children of Israel, or of the strangers that sojourn among you, which hunteth and catcheth any beast or fowl that may be eaten, he shall even pour out the blood thereof and cover it with dust. You think about this. Most I told us we can't eat the blood, but then you look at how Esau likes his meat. Just put it on the grill. Okay, that's enough. Turn it over. Okay, that's enough. Give it here. Really. And what did he sell his birthright for? Let's look. Go to Genesis 25. And verse, we're going to look at verse 29. Genesis 25, 29 down. And Jacob sighed pottage. And Esau came from the field, and he was faint. And Esau said to Jacob, feed me, I pray thee, with that same red pottage. And Esau said to Jacob, feed me, I pray thee, with that same red pottage. For I am faint. Therefore was his name called Edom, which means red, right? So let's go to Hebrews to see what this red pottage was that he desired. Let's go to Hebrews 12, 16. Hebrews 12 and 16. Lest there be any fornicator or profane person as Esau, who for one morsel of meat sold his birthright. So, I just mean, look, Genesis 25 and 30 again. And Esau said to Jacob, feed me, I pray thee, with that same red pottage. So it was red because the meat was red. He sold his birthright for some red meat. Therefore was his name called Edom, which means red. Verse 31, and Jacob said, sell me this day thy birthright. The Most High just told us we're not supposed to eat the blood. And Esau said, behold, I am at the point to die, and what profit shall this birthright do to me? And hear that, because people be saying Jacob stole the birthright, when Esau just said, behold, I am at the point to die, and what profit shall this birthright do to me? And Jacob said, swear to me this day, and he sware unto him, and he sold his birthright unto Jacob. Then Jacob gave Esau bread and pottage of lentils, and he did eat and drink, and rose up and went his way. Thus Esau despised his birthright. So you don't continue to read, or they read and read into it what they want to. But you see, he said, what this birthright got to do? I feel like I'm about to die, man. Give me some of that red meat and them lentils. It wasn't done yet. That's why his name was called Edom. So he's let us know that we're not supposed to eat that. But that's how they like theirs, rare. Raw, pretty much. We can't eat that. We can't do that. Leviticus 17 and 11. For the life of the flesh is in the blood, and I have given it to you upon the altar to make an atonement for your souls. For it is the blood that maketh an atonement for the soul. Therefore I said unto the children of Israel, no soul of you shall eat blood. What do I say? Most High have 613 laws. They've broken the laws of the Most High. Say, no soul of you shall eat blood. Neither shall any stranger that sojourneth among you eat blood. So anybody that was around us could not eat blood. And whatsoever man there be of the children of Israel, or of the strangers that sojourn among you, which hunteth and catches any beast or fowl that may be eaten, he shall even pour out the blood thereof, and cover it with dust. Pour out the blood and cover it with dirt. For it is the life of all flesh. The blood of it is for the life thereof. Therefore I said unto the children of Israel, ye shall eat the blood of no manner of flesh. See? You can't eat the blood of no manner of flesh. That's what he said to the children of Israel. For the life of all flesh is the blood thereof. Whosoever eateth, it shall be cut off. That's what he told us. That's why we can't eat our meat rare. That'll be well done. Every soul, even though you say well done, it's still sometime come back. You see the rawness of the meat. Every soul that eateth that which dieth of itself, an animal die of itself, or that which was torn with beasts, or a beast and tore it, killed it, this you see it's all ripped apart. Whether it be one of your own country or a stranger, he shall both wash his clothes and bathe himself in water, and be unclean until the evening. Then shall he be clean. See? That's the law. Use every soul that eateth that which dieth of itself, or that which was torn with beasts, whether it be one of your own country or a stranger, he shall both wash his clothes and bathe himself in water. Wash your clothes and bathe yourself in water, and be unclean until the evening, till it's dark. Then shall he be clean. But if he wash them not, nor bathe his flesh, then he shall bear his iniquity. You're going to bear your iniquity. You're going to bear your sin. Still going to be upon you. You're going to be putting the books against you. Leviticus 18th chapter. And the Most High spake unto Moses, saying, Speak unto the children of Israel, and say unto them, I am the Most High your power. After the doings of the land of Egypt, wherein ye dwelt, shall ye not do. That's why we just read about how Israel was always going back to the ways that the wickedness that they learned, and the idolatry that they learned in Egypt. Wherein ye dwelt, shall ye not do. And after the doings of the land of Canaan, whither I bring you, shall ye not do. For all the nations that was there, 7 nations greater and mightier than us, that the Most High destroyed. So they don't do what they do. Neither shall ye walk in their ordinances. Ye shall do my judgments and keep mine ordinances to walk therein. I am the Most High your power. Ye shall therefore keep my statutes and my judgments, which if a man do, he shall live in them. I am the Most High. You see, you're going to keep his statutes and judgments, and if you do, you're going to live in the law, statutes, commandments of the Most High. Verse 6. I'm starting to give different laws. Say, none of you shall approach to any that is near of kin to him to uncover their nakedness. I am the Most High. So, as it's written, say, you're supposed to approach to no one that's near of kin to uncover their nakedness. So you're supposed to, that's why our women was covered up, and you're supposed to be covered up as men. Especially you can't pray naked. That's why most I say, you ain't supposed to be dealing with trying to have sex with your kinspeople. That's what it's talking about also. But first and foremost, you got to deal with what it say, uncover the nakedness. So you ain't supposed to be uncovered. You got to cover yourself up. We, as men and women, none of you shall approach to any that is near of kin to him to uncover their nakedness. I am the Most High. The nakedness of thy father or the nakedness of thy mother shalt thou not uncover. She is thy mother, thou shalt not uncover her nakedness. You know, people right now, they have incest with their children. All this is going on with these other nations and with Israel now, because we all defiled by the ways of the heathen. They're learning the way of the heathen, and here we are And not only that, we've taught the heathen our ways. Our wickedness compares the ways of the wicked. So we don't have nothing to brag on. Really. Till we make it to the kingdom. And we in it. Then it said we're going to boast ourselves. See, thy nakedness of thy father or the nakedness of thy mother, thou shalt not uncover. So you're supposed to be seeing the nakedness of your father and your mother. She is thy mother. Thou shalt not uncover her nakedness. The nakedness of thy father's wife shalt thou not uncover. It is thy father's nakedness. See? You're supposed to be uncovering the nakedness of your father's wife. Because she's your father's wife. It is thy father's nakedness. You're not supposed to be having sex with your father's wife. And you're not supposed to be trying to uncover her to see her nakedness either. From what is written. The nakedness of thy sister, the daughter of thy father, or daughter of thy mother, whether she be born at home or born abroad, even their nakedness thou shalt not uncover. You're supposed to be seeing them, looking, trying to see them naked, or to have sex with them. That's what he's saying. It is an abomination of sin for act before the Most High. The nakedness of thy son's daughter, or of thy daughter's daughter, even their nakedness thou shalt not uncover, for theirs is thine own nakedness. So you're supposed to see the nakedness of a son's daughter. Your son have a wife, you're supposed to be looking at the nakedness of your sons. Because she becomes your daughter, just like your daughter. The nakedness of thy son's daughter, or of thy daughter's daughter, of your daughter's daughter, which will be your grandchild, even their nakedness thou shalt not uncover. You're supposed to be trying to see them naked, or to have sex with them. But theirs is thine own nakedness. They're your own nakedness. The family, it says the nakedness of thy father's wife's daughter, the nakedness of thy father's wife's daughter, begotten of thy father, she is thy sister. Regardless if it's from the same mother or not, she's still your sister. That's why I said the nakedness of thy father's wife's daughter, begotten of thy father, she is thy sister. Thou shalt not uncover her nakedness. She is your sister. You shall not uncover her nakedness. Want to see her without her clothes on, she should be clothed, so you don't see her nakedness. And you ain't supposed to be trying to have sex with her. Verse 12, thou shalt not uncover the nakedness of thy father's sister. So you ain't supposed to be trying to uncover the nakedness of your father's sisters. She is thy father's near kinswoman. She's your father's near kinswoman, but she would be your aunt. Thou shalt not uncover the nakedness of thy mother's sister. So you're supposed to uncover the nakedness of your mother's sister, for she is thy mother's dear kinswoman. So you ain't supposed to be trying to see the nakedness of your mother's sister, or you ain't supposed to be having sex with your mother's sister, for she is your mother's near kinswoman. That's your mother's sister. Thou shalt not uncover the nakedness of thy father's, let's see. Thou shalt not uncover the nakedness of thy father's brother. Thou shalt not approach to his wife. She is thine aunt. Let you know. You ain't supposed to approach to his wife, because that's your aunt. That's your father's brother's wife. First you say your mother's sister, you say your father's brother's wife is your aunt. You're supposed to be trying to see her naked or trying to have sex with her. Thou shalt not uncover the nakedness of thy daughter-in-law. She is thy son's wife. You ain't supposed to be trying to see your daughter-in-law naked or having sex with your daughter-in-law. Thou shalt not uncover the nakedness of thy daughter-in-law. She is thy son's wife. Thou shalt not uncover her nakedness. Thou shalt not uncover the nakedness of thy brother's wife. You have a brother, you ain't supposed to be trying to see your brother's wife's naked, or you ain't trying to have sex with your brother's wife. Thou shalt not uncover the nakedness of thy brother's wife. It is thy brother's nakedness. It's your brother's nakedness. Thou shalt not uncover the nakedness of a woman and her daughter. Neither shalt thou take her son's daughter or her daughter's daughter to uncover her nakedness, for they are her near kinswoman. It is wickedness. So he let you know. These are the laws of the Most High that we have to uphold. You can't do this? Sure we can do this. Absolutely. Without a question or doubt. Verse 18. Neither shalt thou take a wife to her sister, to vex her, to uncover her nakedness beside the other in her lifetime. See, neither shalt thou take a wife to her sister. You married to one sister, and you get with another sister. All this stuff is happening in the world today. This wicked world that we in now. And people gonna pay for it. It says, neither shalt thou take a wife to her sister, to vex her. You know, your sister loved you, then you didn't quit her and went with another sister, her sister, to uncover her nakedness, have sex with her. Beside the other in her lifetime. It says, beside the other in her lifetime. Also, thou shalt not approach unto a woman to uncover her nakedness as long as she is put apart for her uncleanness. You ain't supposed to be having sex with a woman on her cycle. Moreover, thou shalt not lie carnally with thy neighbor's wife, to defile thyself with her. That's adultery. You're supposed to be lying with your neighbor's wife. That's adultery. Thou shalt not let any of thy seed pass through the fire to Molech. Neither shalt thou profane the name of thy power. I am the Most High. So, when we said we had our sons and daughters brought into the fire, I let you know, pass through the fire to Molech, which was considered a god. Neither shalt thou profane the name of thy power. I am the Most High. Thou shalt not lie with mankind as with womankind. It is abomination. That's two men lying down together. It is abomination, a filthy, wicked act, as it is written. Neither shalt thou lie with any beast, bestiality, to defile thyself wherewith. Neither shall any woman stand before a beast to lie down thereto. It is confusion. So, you know, a woman supposed to be lying with no beast. They got their dogs they lay in the bed with. You know, I went to Mexico, they had a whole, talking about, come on down here and see the woman having sex with a horse. That's terrible. That's wickedness, man. But they going down there looking at it. People going down there looking at it. Is this the world we in? Spiritual Egypt and Sodom. Wickedness all around us. It says, verse 24, defile not ye yourselves in any of these things. For in all these things the nations are defiled, which I cast out before you. Let you know, here it is, that learn not the way of the heathen. When we doing these things, hey, we follow the way of the heathen. He said these nations that he cast out before us, they defiled with all this madness that he's saying don't do. In the land defiled, therefore, I do visit the iniquity thereof upon it, and the land itself vomited out her inhabitants. You know? The land vomiting out her inhabitants. Ye shall therefore keep my statutes and my judgments, and shall not commit any of these abominations, neither any of your own nation, nor any strangers that sojourneth among you. For all these abominations have the men of the land done, which were before you, and the land is defiled, that the land spew not you out also. And the land don't kick us out. We're doing the things that the other nations that he kicked out was doing. So what he telling you? That the land spewed not you out also, when ye defiled it, as it spewed out the nations that were before you. 7 nations greater and mightier than us. Kicked them out because of the abomination. He can kill us about them for all the abominations that we're doing. So here we are, going to the land of Canaan, doing the same things. Therefore he kicked us out. He's telling you here, he said that the land spewed not you out also, when ye defiled it, as it spewed out the nations that were before you. For whosoever shall commit any of these abominations, even the souls that commit them, shall be cut off from among their people. Therefore shall you keep mine ordinance, the Most High said, that you commit not any one of these abominable customs which were committed before you, and that you defile not yourselves therein. I am the Most High your power. So what do? Just what he said not to do. That's why you look at, go to Baruch, the 4th chapter. Baruch, the 4th chapter. Let's see what that does. Baruch 4, and let's start at verse 6. It says, "You were sold to the nations, not for your destruction, but because ye moved the Most High to wrath. You were delivered unto the enemies." So we moved the Most High to wrath, therefore he sold us to these nations. He delivered us unto the enemies. So the nations are not our friends, they are our enemies, as is written. For you provoked him that made you by sacrificing unto devils, and not to the Most High. All this is combined in what we're dealing with today, through the Spirit of the Most High. Ye have forgotten the everlasting power that brought you up, and ye have grieved Jerusalem that nursed you. For when she saw the wrath of the Most High, when the land of Jerusalem saw the wrath of the Most High coming upon you, she said, "Hearken, O ye that dwell about Zion. The Most High have brought upon me," this is the land speaking, "great mourning." That's why I say, the Most High say he's going to spew us out of the land, as he spewed those other nations out of the land. But the land is saying, "The Most High have brought upon me great mourning." Verse 10, "For I saw the captivity of my sons and daughters, which the everlasting brought upon them." He told us he's going to do it. He did it. He's not a man he should lie. "With joy did I nourish them." The land nourished us with joy, but sent them away with weeping and mourning. "Let no man rejoice over me, a widow, and forsaken of many, who for the sins of my children am left desolate." This is the land of Israel. I don't care what you see over there. With us not being there as the true 12 tribes of Israel, the land is desolate, because they departed from the law of the Most High. Hear what the land said? Because we departed from the law of the Most High. They knew not his statutes, nor walked in the ways of his commandments, nor trodden in the paths of discipline in his righteousness. Let them that dwell about Zion come and remember ye the captivity of my sons and daughters. which the everlasting, the Most High, have brought upon them. So you look at people, but the Most High brought this upon us because we broke His law, statute, commandments, point blank. We as the Israelites. So the Most High brought this upon us. As we could go through the laws and He said He's going to do this. He did it. Verse 15. For He hath brought a nation upon them from far, a shameless nation, and of a strange language, who neither reverence old man nor pity child. So He sinned against us. These have carried away the dear beloved children of the widow. The widow is talking about the land because we're not there. And left her that was alone, desolate, without daughters. But what can I help you? Say, how can I help you? The land said, how can I help you? Since the Most High has screwed us out of the land, let the land talk to us. For He that brought these plagues upon you will deliver you from the hands of your enemies. See, the Most High that brought these plagues upon us, He promised He's going to deliver us from the hands of our enemies. Say, go your way, O my children, go your way, for I am left desolate. The man said, go your way. We're going our way into what? Captivity. And the land is left desolate. I have put off the clothing of peace and put upon me the sackcloth of my prayer. I will cry unto the everlasting in my days. The land said, it's going to cry unto the Most High in its days. Be of good cheer, O my children. Cry unto the Most High, giving us the solution. Say, cry unto the Most High, and He will deliver you from the power and hand of the enemies. Let's look at that. But see, you can't cry unto the Most High if you got all this pride. And if you don't love Jacob, you ain't going to cry to the Most High because you're too prideful. Pride won't allow you to be humble before the Most High. Pride won't allow you to have a broken and contrite spirit before the Most High. But there's solutions. Look at what the Most High said. Go back to Psalms. You can go to Psalm 106. In the spirit of the Most High. Psalms 106. And let's look at verse, start at verse 43. It said, many times did He deliver